The Airfix 1/72 scale Hunting Percival Jet Provost T4 starter set, which I purchased from Aldi for £4.99. In fact, I bought two of them. And what can you make with two starter sets? You don't want to be making the same aircraft here, because that's what the paints and the brush get. So let's have a look, see what I did with this these two kits. So there you are, two Jet Provost T4s, one in RAF service in the mid 1980s, and the other from the Kuwait Air Force, which is a T52, but basically it's the same as the T4. So join me as I build these two kits from Airfix. Let's see how I get on. Hello and welcome to this build of Airfix's starter set Jet Provost T4. Where I'm building two of them. So I started on the cockpit part. I've done sections 1 and 2, and very small parts, easy to clean up because of the plastic. I like how this bulkhead goes on at the front, where you slide it into those two sockets and just glue it. It gives you the correct angle for the bulkhead. I like that. On the other cockpit though, this first section is short moulded, whatever you want to call it, and the instrument panel is supposed to connect to that, so it may need super gluing. I don't know. We'll have to see how it gets on, but they need painting. So ejection seats next. I'm going to be doing two ejection seats with no pilots, and one aircraft with no pilots and one aircraft with, because you get two options there. You have to do the seats differently if you put the aircrew in. Okay, so moving on. Okay, I'm quite surprised about how much cleanup I'm having to do on this. That's that piece there, that shouldn't be there, it should be broken off. It's from an ejector pin mark. Nearly every chair has one of these that I've cut out. So yeah, quite surprised about all this. It's quite a modern tool in, and that doesn't want to break off too easily. Anyway, it needs cleaning up now. So just watch it, some of the pitfalls of this kit. Okay. Right, so assembling the chairs for this. You know how I said there was that was short shot, that point there. The chairs are as well. So I've glued them together, and you get a gap there. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or whatever. There, you can see the gap there, whereas on this chair, this is moulded correctly, and you don't get a gap. So, which is like beginning to make me worry about how well this is going to go together, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so the chair backs will be going in these chairs with the short shot, and then the pallets will be going in the other chairs. Okay, moving on. Right, so the chair backing, the seat, the cushion part with the belts and what have you, that covers up the fact that this is short shot. Yeah, so which is good, but you shouldn't have to deal with stuff like that. Anyway, but moving on. Okay, I've painted all the cockpit parts up. There's the pilots. The instructor's got a yellow visor, yellow tinted visor, and the pupil has got a blue one. Both got the same colour of helmets. And as with my aircrew, they've got red gloves. Let's see. The cockpit has a dry brush of light grey, brings out the details. The chairs that I've put the cushions in with the seat belts, they're painted up. Don't know if you can tell or not. And the transfer for the which looks alright as well. So I just need to put the cockpit together now. Oh yeah, this has arrived. I don't know what the difference between the T3 and the T4 was. I'd have to have a look it up. But the T4 and the T52 are the same aircraft. T4 is the used by the British. T52 is an export version. So there's only a couple of T4s you can make on this one, because you got T3 there, T51. Now you got a T4 there. Yeah, not keen. You got T52 there, which could use South Arabian Air Force. Not keen. So, but there's this T4 here, which is the same aircraft as that one, same code, XR679. But this is 5 years later in its life, 1989, with barley grey and yellow. So we'll do that. That's going to be one of them. You got a T3 there, a T52 there for the Venezuelan Air Force. I'm not keen on that one. There's a T3 and then another T52, which is this one here for the Kuwait Air Force. Now I like that one. We're going for that one as well, with the blue tail. So, and there's the transfer sheet. I think you get enough for how many aircraft do you get? You've got enough transfers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different aircraft. So, what cost me? What's £8, I think. So it's a good deal, and they're made by Marker Scale. So I've used extra decal before, and they're really good. They're really good. So that's what we're going for. Those two aircraft. Anyway, so we get some of these parts put together and get the fuselage closed up. I've got the fuselage halves glued together with the cockpits in, pilots in. Put plenty of weight in the nose so that they're not tail sitters. I don't want to turn, but that one hasn't got the 6 pilots in, it's just got the cushions in the chairs instead. But this one needs a bit of more gluing up, because I struggle with this one a bit, getting the cockpit in. Anyway, so I've cut out the next parts of the tail. They're alright, but the jet pipes, they are both the same. They've got loads of flash, so these need cleaning up. Anyway, shouldn't take too long. Couple of swipes and scrape with it, knife, get it all off. Alright, see you shortly. Okay, so we got off to a bad start with this kit, one of these kits with short shot parts on the chair, pilot's chair and the co-pilot's chair. But saying that, both planes are assembled now, and to be fair, the fit of parts is really good. I've not used any filler on this kit, on this one whatsoever. They just all fit. They've just had the seams sanded down, some panel lines rescribed, and I've just masked up the canopy. I'm using that one as a mask because I'm not using that one. I'm going to use this one because this is the one we open canopy. This is the one, is the closed canopy where it's got the pilot and the co-pilot in, or a trainer and trainee. Once these are in, you can't see much inside this cockpit, to be fair. But like I said, Oh, this has had a little bit of filler on the nose. Might be because I put too much lead in the nose, but other than that, as before, I've just sanded all the seams down. Gone together really well. Just that I painted these up the grey, with the grey supplied in the kit. Then it says just need to. I'm waiting for these to dry out, the intakes to dry out, and then I'll glue them on. I don't think you'd be seeing inside them anyway because the holes are that shallow. And then just going to glue the canopy on and stuff because I've masked it and they're ready for priming. So I'm going to prime both. This one is the Q81. This is going to be tail, front of the tanks, and the two stabilisers are going to be primed in white, and then I'm going to paint them blue with this model colour blue, and the tips of the tanks red. This is going to be completely primed in white and then sprayed with model colours version. It says Sky Grey 989, but according to Paint Choice, it's their equivalent of Humbrol's Barley Grey. So that's going to get sprayed, but I'm going to do yellow on it first. Okay, and then mask them up. So the blue will get masked up, then they'll paint, then it will get primed in black, gloss black, and then aluminium. Okay, right, so moving on. Okay, so as I said earlier, doing that aircraft from the Q80 Air Force, and I'm doing that one as well from the RAF. So I don't know how many barley grey. It says barley grey. So I looked on the Umbral colour chart conversion, and I bought this model colour 989 Sky Grey, which is supposed to be barley grey, because that's going to be on that one, and I've already got a Vallejo silver for painting that. Okay, so that's the Q80 one. The tail is already painted. I painted that in model colour Andrea blue and sprayed it. I thin it with Vallejo's thinner and masked off the tanks and the nose because they're black, and then it gets the silver. And the other one, initially I sprayed them with where I want the light colours. Like this has got yellow there, and the tips and the tanks are yellow. They've all been sprayed yellow, but before that they got a coat of white, and then masked them up after the yellow, and primed them in black. So this is going to get the grey now. So once I've painted them, I'll show you, because I'm not, you see videos where people, show you spraying paint. Well, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, it's about the kits are going together really well. They look nice. Well, we shall see what they're like after I've painted them. You don't need much. These are roughly the same price as the Model A, but you don't need nowhere near as much paint on these. Just a few drops with something. And so I think these are more economical actually, and they're good for brush painting as well. Anyway, moving on. Okay, I'm really pleased with how well this stuff has spread when I thinned it down with air thinners. So I need to start taking the masking tape off, and hopefully everything will be fine. Okay, so I'll get rid of the rest of the masking, and then we're going to gloss it up with some Revell Aquacolor Clear Gloss, ready for the transfers later. Okay, so we'll video a few of the transfers going on. I'm going to paint the aerials black though. I need to paint them black first, but I'll do that in a minute. Okay, so the Kuwaiti plane is painted and been glossed up. I think it looks very snazzy. And now it's time to start putting the transfers on. So I've already cut them out, soak them in some water for a minute, and while they're soaking, get a bit of micro set, because it's going to go here. Paint some micro set on there. So you've probably seen this loads of times. And now I'll dry them on some paper towel. And yeah, they're coming off the backing paper quite well. So I'll put some more marker set down. I've got a cotton bud, and I'm just going to roll the transfer out to get any liquid that's underneath it, get it out, and then once that's done, paint a bit more marker set on it, because I want it to soften up and to sink into those panel lines. Okay, so if we turn it around, and I like to do my transfers on this toilet roll, because when you do the side ones, I can stick the wing down there and just do them easily. You see what I mean? Anyway, so we want to be roughly in the same area as that one. And paint some marker set on. Get this transfer. Put it on the aircraft. And so if you look, it's roughly in the same spot in the wing as the other one is. Okay, so that's before. Get the cotton bud and just roll it out. Just gently roll it out. Just get any liquid out that's maybe under the transfer, and then just put a bit more marker set on it to soften it up. Right, so because they're underneath the wing, I'm going to let them dry for a bit before I do any of the others. So, okay, we're coming to the end of a build of another fantastic kit from Airfix, this Jet Provost, this Kuwaiti Air Force one. Now, I'm just going to give it another coat of a gloss varnish before I do the panel lines, because I don't like giving my models a lot of weathering. As you can see, things are looking pretty good. And here's the RAF version, where I've dropped a clanger. I've just put some, what do you call it, on them, some macro sol on all the transfers, slash decals, so that they're drying, and it's changed the appearance of the paint slightly, but once it's dried it goes back to where it should be. But I've dropped a clanger anyway, because the upper surface should be dark sea grey. So I slipped up there because I painted it hot, barley grey. Anyway, it still looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So, bit late when you're a bit late realising, you know, it's my own fault. I didn't look at the instructions properly. And the transfers from extra decal are excellent. They just go down, no problem. You can move them around, and the stencils are from the Airfix kit itself. You know, the black walkways and the ejection thing. What else? That, and are these where it's like a 2? Is this where you it's telling you where the hooks are to lift the aircraft up with the crane? Anyway, I'm guessing that's what it is. So I'll start glossing them, and I'll video the panel lining a little bit like I did in the helicopter build. Alright, so back shortly. So panel lining. To make the panels stand out, you need to put some colour in them. There's many different ways you can do this. Lots of people use oil paints and thin them down and use a wash that way, but they brush it all on, and I don't like that. So, and also you can use a clay wash as well. Flooring Models does that, and what are they called? Those from International Scale Modeller. Ultimate, they do them as well. But just recently I started using the Tamiya panel line accent colour. Now you can't buy it here, you have to get it. Well, I got mine off Amazon, but they came from Japan, I think. And I like to use the brown as well. So if we rub lots of it off and just touch the panel line, yeah, it darkens the panel line for you. And you can just see where it's going down the panel line. Yep. And give it 10 minutes to dry, and then you wipe it off using a cotton bud with damp with some thinners, enamel thinners. So I'll get on with that, and then we shall video that happening, you know, cleaning it off. Okay. Okay, so as I said, I'll show you it being cleaned off. It's easier to show you on this one because they stand out more than they did on the aluminium one, but you see, you just give it a rub. I've dipped this in some thinners and made sure it's not that wet. You just rub it off. It's taking it off on the surface but leaving it in the panel line, can you see? So that's how you get your coloured panel lines. Easy when you know how, isn't it? So you see all these cracking models out there, and now you know. Not that I make cracking models, I'm just an ordinary bloke like the rest of us. I do this because I like doing it. I like making models. Simple as that. I'm not out to win any competitions. Okay, so I'll carry on and get it all done, and then we'll give it a final coat of varnish. Right, see you shortly. Okay, so there we have it, the two completed kits. One in RAF service, which was with 79 Squadron in Pembrokeshire, Wales, 1989, based at RAF Bodie. And the other one is a T52, which is basically the export version of the T4, and that's with the Kuwaiti Air Force in the early 1960s. Both nice, easy kits to make. The one with the closed canopy has a trainer and trainee in it, and the one with the open canopy just has the painted ejection seats. So as you can see, we painted with Vallejo acrylics as well, the silver and the blue and the black, and yeah, the yellow on the RF version, that's Tamiya paint, but everything else is Vallejo that I thinned with dirt in it. Basic history of the Jet Provost. It was introduced in the late 1950s and quickly became the RAF's premier jet basic trainer. The T3 model, introduced in 1959, featured an uprated engine and an improved canopy design, offering the side-by-side seated pilot and pupil a much improved view. The Provost was a joy to fly, forgiving and easy to learn on, with many of the 1960s and 70s RAF frontline pilots learning their trade on its unswept wings. Its reliability and strength also added to its suitability as a jet trainer, and the addition of wing tanks on the T3 also added to its endurance. The T4 model introduced another upgrade to the engine, but was otherwise unchanged from the T3. So I made these both as a T4 and a T52, not knowing about that with the it being the same as the T3. But on the transfer sheet that I got from Extra Deco, there are a mix of T3s and T4s. So if Aldi do this kit again next year on the run up to Christmas, I think I might be buying a couple more. So if you've got this far on this video, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and a like, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, because there's many more videos coming. And if you're one of the newer subscribers, thanks very much for subscribing. It's very much appreciated. So this is Stevie D signing off for now. Thanks very much to you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Cheerio.